Welcome to Week 6 predictions. There's a few teams actually on bye this week, so there's not as many games. The Lions and Texans, I feel that with my fantasy team, as all my running backs are currently on bye this week. The Raiders and the Titans as well. So mostly AFC teams. That's weird. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it, and let's start with this game. Jacksonville dominates the Colts. The Colts haven't showed me anything half decent this year, and I just I don't buy into what the Colts are right now. Matt Ryan looks awful, worse than even Carson Wentz last year. It's insane. Patriots Cleveland is a little bit tougher, I think. I think I gotta go Cleveland. New England, I mean, they dominated the Lions last week, but the Browns have looked good enough with Jacoby Brissett at this point to realistically still win this game. And I don't have much faith in the Patriots. I think last week was just they played the Lions. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Cleveland. Chiefs Bills. Ooh. The way Buffalo's been playing, I don't see them losing this game. It can go either way. I could see very much the Chiefs win. I mean, they are in Arrowhead, but Buffalo has been like unbeatable outside of that Dolphin win, which I think is a little bit fluky to a point, but still. Chargers, I think, are going to dominate this game. Just because there's no offense with Denver. I mean, they lack all offense altogether. So I think Chargers is a pretty safe bet here. Green Bay versus the Jets. Green Bay is coming off a kind of an ugly loss to the other New York team, the Giants, but I don't personally see them possibly repeating that. This game's not in London, so they're not playing in a weird time zone, weird era. If they lose to the Jets, it's going to be really ugly for them, to be honest. And I don't see them doing that. So I think they're going to come up with a victory here. Bengals Saints, I think the Bengals win this. They clearly are not as bad as they looked in the first week or so of the season. Or the first 2 weeks, I guess. They really shouldn't have been in the game against Baltimore last week, but they did come back in that. It's somewhat close, so I could see them very much dominating the Saints, to be honest. I'm a Ravens fan. I'm picking the Ravens all day, any day. The Giants will end up losing this game. I would be shocked if the Giants continue winning against top-tier teams like this. I don't see them winning against the Ravens this Sunday. How bad Pittsburgh was last week. I don't see them beating Tampa Bay, despite the fact Tampa Bay, in my opinion, is not that great. Their division is just terrible. I haven't seen enough from Tampa Bay to being like a realistic threat. You know what I mean? So I can't pick them at this point. I can't pick Pittsburgh though with how bad they played. Is Tua going to be back? Hold up. Let me look this up. Is Tua going to be back? I'm gonna pick the Vikings, but if I see that Tua is going to be healthy, I will go back and change this. But I'm going to continue onward. I just think I don't even know if Teddy's going to be playing. So if Shaq Thompson or whatever is playing for the Dolphins, I just don't. I don't think that's going to be a great fit for them. It wasn't in the initial. Anyway, and then the Thursday night game. Man, these Thursday night games suck. I think Chicago will win this just because. I mean, I don't think that Washington's that good. I think they're by far the worst team in the league. Tua is out. And Bridgewater is questionable. So, yeah, Dolphins are definitely not winning that game. Yeah. So I think Washington's just the worst team in football right now. Pittsburgh might give them a run for their money after last week, but they were also playing the Bills. Washington's going to lose pretty much to everybody. Yeah, so Bears shockingly 3-3 if this actually happens, and Niners are going to dominate this game. Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out quarterback position at this point. Honestly, I would almost say put Desmond Ridder in. I mean, they're 2-4. Obviously, Mariota's not the future because they haven't played that bad, but he's just not dynamic enough to win you games, especially against the Niners, who probably have a top 4 defense right now in the league. I'm going to go with Cardinals over Seahawks. Geno Smith hasn't played bad, but there's not much on this Cardinal roster except for wide receiving core. I don't see them beating the Cardinals in this matchup. Cardinals are still out of the playoffs, but no, poor Rams. The Rams are going to bounce back and win. Panthers are by far the worst team. Now, this could be a toss-up, and the Rams could very much choke this to the Panthers just for the fact that they fired their head coach, and it seems like a lot of times when that happens, there is a little bit of a step-up that you see in these teams, but the Panthers got a tough matchup. The Rams got to win to stay pace. They go to 2-4. It's going to be hard to come back, especially with how great the East is doing. And they still have the Cardinals, obviously. Apparently the Bears. But anyhow, I don't see the Panthers winning this game. This is going to be the most interesting game, I think, this week outside of the Bills Chiefs game. I think Cowboys will win it. More or less just because I work with a lot of Eagles fans. Like, I want to see the Eagles officially lose. But also, the Cowboys' defense is stellar. And the Eagles they struggled. And it's Dak on my back. Let's see. Okay, so it's probably going to be Cooper Rush. But, yeah, I very much can see the Cowboys winning this game. They beat the Giants, which I think is a solid enough team. It's definitely playing well coached. I just don't see Philly going 6-0. This is probably their closest to a true matchup. I don't think Philly plays like anybody. Are they even? Pittsburgh? No, that's not somebody. Yeah. Texans, Jesus. Washington. Colts. Dude, they really just don't play anybody. The Green Bay. Week 12 would be their first real thing. So I think if the Eagles can win this game here, they will go 11-0. Or I guess not, because they have their bye week before week 12, but 10-0 at least. So I just don't see it happening. Anyway, thanks for watching.